new ages, man. This is a new era. 14-year-old kids for everyone.
Yeah, I don't know. 14-year-olds winning all the tournaments, huh?
That's the new reality, really, from what I've seen, actually.
We're old geezers compared to them, you know?
This is just the coming of times. I mean, there's, in my opinion, especially after this year, I think it's more true than in any other age of Tetris. There's always a 14-year-old kid who's better than you at something, who has all the time in the world to develop their talents, and has the drive and the wonder. You know, the magic is still there for them too, where they can achieve anything, and that attitude is going to serve them very well, especially with so many resources right now. Getting into Tetris has never been more easy.
It's more developed than any time in the past. Like, we have all these like developed clients that are nice and
developed clients, developed resources, I think. Though I think it needs to be a little more user friendly, but there's also a lot of accessibility to top players, at least if you know like where to look.
like, I think the one thing is like this tournament helps expose the world to this client. Maybe that draws in more players, because like usually if you're just like someone starting out on the game, might not like know what client to use, especially because Tetris Friends and Tetris Battle are down. But having a tournament like this, it kind of helps with exposure. More people into the community.
Oh, for sure. And I think one of the ways that you can improve is watching talents like Bazzy and QMK play and kind of adopting styles based on your favorite player. At the moment, it looks like, well, Bazzy finally able to get on the board, but the last 5 games, I think QMK has been very good with manipulating the garbage and the multiplier to his advantage. Bazzy kind of sending back-to-backs haphazardly.
Yeah, QMK's playing in a very calculated manner still, which is nice. It's his style.
It's very hard to ooze that out of him. I think that's just a characteristic that he's adopted in his gameplay regardless. It's a nice way of playing the game, because theoretically, if you were to play the most optimal move at any point, you'd basically become Misamino.
Pretty much, yeah. That's kind of like his philosophy, and he's been doing it successfully for so long, so there's no reason for him to change it.
Yeah, QMK, if you guys don't know, is an OG Hard Drop member. He's been part of the community, I suspect, since 2008, when the community was established, very early on, and since then he has been playing in the exact same fashion. So he has had a lot of time to hone his skill and his style.
Yeah, he's been a top player the entire time, basically, like top out for anyone, you know. You're not just gonna breeze by against him. You gotta actually like have a good strategy.
Yeah, it's very difficult to get one over on QMK. Adapts very well to new situations. Certainly, in terms of the last couple of times he's played the top players, for instance, like against Junba, Ritteru, he's lost against them before, but he's been adapting his style to accommodate. And certainly, one of the things that he needed to work on was the pacing that he follows. One of the ways he's done that is through increasing his pace of play. We saw earlier that he was able to play, for instance, at 4 pieces per second, something that is not commonly seen, but if it's needed now, QMK has that ability to bring it out.
Yeah, that was definitely something that wasn't in his toolkit a few years ago, but now like he added it, and it's helped him stay competitive against the best of the best. Yeah,
it's interesting, because I think one of the One of the most fundamental things to improvement is to put yourself in very pressurizing situations where you're not able to handle the situation as well as you think you should be able to. But those are also learning experiences. I think improvement typically comes from necessity.
Yeah, like against these high, fast-paced opponents, you might not be able to think about your piece placements as much as you would against other opponents, and him giving himself that ability to play fast and maybe maintain his efficiency helps him stay competitive.
Oh, for sure. And he definitely has the tools in place. Really, if you break it down, Tetris is a game of patterns. You just need to accommodate the stack towards the right ones and the pieces coming in that allow you to make those patterns.
Oh, he was like almost dead there, but he managed to get out. Oh, but that misdrop is kind of awkward.
Yeah, beautiful stack right now for him to work with, though. Bazzy kind of in trouble here at the top. He's got to break down to the bottom if he can. Oh, that's going to be a little unfortunate, but he's able to break through. QMK in a little bit of trouble. He needs to open up his stack, and he does.
And his attack really got stifled by that little bit of awkwardness. Like it kind of interrupted his attack and let Bazzy
Oh no, that eyepiece misdrop by Bazzy, and he blocks his hole. This could be huge.
Yeah. I don't know if he canceled with that Tetris that he did, but
yeah, that was actually pretty amazing downstacking by Bazzy, though. I thought he would have been dead immediately, but he was actually able to find the downstack. Just he wasn't quick enough to breaking through to the clean garbage and using it. QMK in a lot of trouble right now.
Like I think he might have hard dropped his first 3 pieces or something on accident, and Bazzy saw that and was like, "Well, it's time to just move on to the next round."
And that is a good mentality to have. You can't let anything, keep you from moving forward. I think, I say that, and it's really unfortunate because the misdrops that Bazzy is going through, it's really hindering his ability to be able to follow Q